everybody, I'm here with my lovely little Annie, and I just thought I'd do a coffee and a chat. Let's just try and get rid of my little grey, because I have a bunch of grey hair that grows there. It's so funny. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd do a coffee and a chat today. Here we go. See my mug? Long-suffering wife of a grumpy old git. Ain't that the truth? And in fact, he bought me this himself, so he knows. He knows. I actually don't have coffee in it today. I have hot Ribena or Civet. I think it's Civet, not Ribena today. I'm going to cuddle, aren't we, Annie? We're having a cuddle. Yeah, so I thought that there has been some changes to the nursery, as you know, if you watched the video about Ethan leaving. So not only has Ethan left the nursery, but so has Katie. I know, I literally only got Katie in December, didn't I? I know. And it was a hard decision, because I love her. I really, I'm just checking I'm talking to you, because if I talk there, yeah, hopefully I'm talking to you properly and not somewhere completely random in the camera. So, yeah, so Ethan, I just couldn't get on with his body. I just couldn't. And I really liked him as a boy, but I just lost the bond. So I guess the main theme about the video today is about losing a bond with your reborns. And so I kind of had lost his bond. And I've been thinking about it for a while, as you know. I haven't been happy with him for a while, as you know. And I just want to check that this is recording okay. So yeah, it is videoing okay. I just want to check, because there is such a, when you're videoing or when you're doing a selfie or anything like that, there's such a thing, you just want to look at yourself, don't you, all the time, rather than looking at the camera, and the camera is there, and I need to remember that. Anyway, so what then made me think about selling Katie? What made my quick decision about that? I love Katie. I do. And she's gone to a really, really lovely mama. And the mama actually wanted to buy Ethan, but Ethan sold really quickly. I mean, I could have sold Ethan 10 times over. So I did say to her, so I messaged her and said, I'm really sorry that she had missed out. But that I am seriously thinking about selling Katie. And she was really shocked. And I said, but since I know that you are interested in Ethan, I'm going to ask you to offer her to you first for the same price that I sold Ethan for. And because I do know her, and I've actually never met her in person, but you know, she's become a really good internet friend. She's not a virtual friend, she is a real person. So she's an internet friend. She lives in Scotland. Hello, Auntie. So and she said yes. So that was amazing, because then I didn't need to put her on eBay or anything like that, or on Facebook or nothing. She just went, because I also knew that it would people would ask a lot of questions. And whilst it is nobody's business, when you make a video channel, people are invested in you, and, you know, people are invested in us. People invest their time in watching us, don't they? Watching what goes on in the nursery, listening to me yibbering on. And so whilst I don't owe anybody an explanation as to why I sell my reborns, or why I in fact sell anything or buy anything, I'm not. This is an explanation. This is, you know, I know that there are other people out there who will feel the same way as what I'm going to explain to you in a minute. And some of us get a real hard time. People literally do send me messages with crying faces when I put certain babies up for sale. And, you know, I really did put Frankie up, didn't I? And then I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. The lady was literally going to leave and pick her up, and I just was no, I can't do it. So I've been in like both sort of situations. I've also been to buy a baby and somebody has said, no, I can't sell. And I completely understand that. I really do. Sometimes when you think the bond is gone and you just want then to get that baby out of the way quickly. Or I don't know, some people do. I do. I think long and hard about decisions I make. And then when I've made the decision, I'm like, yeah, that's it. Done. Dusted. So you all know that I do have a standing toddler in the works that I have been waiting for since last June. I think it's June. It could have even been before that when I knew the kit was coming out. Annie's artist, Timothy's artist, Frankie's artist, Heidi's artist, Harry's artist. They are all Bonnie's babies. Their artist is Deborah and the mum is Bonnie. And they are in Pennsylvania in America. So I know that artist and I messaged her and I said, look, I really want another standing one to stand with Timothy, to be a mate with Timothy. And so I was waiting and she sent me loads of kits. I don't check up on kits. I don't follow kits. So she sent me some kits and one of them I really liked, but it hadn't been released yet. And I'm not going to tell you who it is because then it'll give it away, won't it? It would be a surprise. So when the kit was meant to come out, like the prototype had come, the molds had all been made and it had come back, but the sculpting artist didn't like something about it and pushed it back. So did something else to the kit and pushed it back. And so then it was like, we didn't know it was to be confirmed. It kept saying to be confirmed. So we didn't know when the kit was going to come out even. I think the kit then came out. We got the kit in November, I believe. And I think Debbie started the kit in December. So basically it would be finished in February. Bearing in mind, we thought this was going to be last summer that we were going to get this baby. So then, I do go to the doll shows. I did see Emily, who I then changed to Ethan, but I did see Emily. Totally loved the pictures and everything. And a really good price. The artist, she sells hers for really good prices. It's just a hobby. It's not her job. I wouldn't say they're top of the range. They are affordable reborns. And I loved her face, her smiling face. I need that in my nursery. I need that. Some sort of attitude, some sort of personality. Yeah, you're a good girl, aren't you? And so I bought Emily. And then, who did I get? Then I bought 3, didn't I? Yeah, no. So then I bought Oliver, completely not intending to go, because I went to the doll show. That was at Bristol Doll Show, and I went to that one. That is the nearest doll show to me. It's an hour away once a year. So I went to that one and bought Oliver, completely not expecting to, but his ears he just reminds me of my little brother. Oh, I've got quite a few little brothers, but on my dad's side, one of my little brothers has really bad, well, when he was younger, has really big sticking out ears and a little mouth. And it just reminded me of him, of my little Joe. So, and that was a good price as well. And I was like, why not? Let's get that. Seeing as I had no date for this other toddler that I was getting. And it's not like me. It's so not been like me to buy this many reborns in 1 year, or even I don't always buy at the doll shows. So, and the ones at the doll shows, you can tell, never really stay for very long. But Bonnie's babies are the ones that really stay. Don't know. I just like her painting. Anyway, that's all besides the point. So, the 9-month June kit, I saw a lot of them out when I went to doll shows, and I really, really like her. I really love the face. I love the sleeping one. I actually want to get both of them to have twins. And but I didn't see any I liked until I was at the doll show in October, and I saw one there that I liked. And what I do is I see one I like, and then I walk around and have a look at all the others, and then this is typical me shopping, and then deciding what I want to get, rather than just going in, buy one and leaving. That's not how I do it. And so I didn't buy her. I walked around. When I went back to get her, she had gone. Or when I went back to see if she was there, she had gone. But the lady who had bought her had put her up for sale because she was too heavy. And so another lady had bought her. Then she decided that she was too heavy. And so I bought her. And as you will see me open her and everything, and I really loved her. I cut her hair. I took her off the small body, put her onto a nice body. I didn't like the full body that she had. So she also got vinyl torso. So she comes with a vinyl torso. Well, I didn't like that because I like to cuddle them a bit. And I find with the vinyl torsos that you can't really cuddle them that much. For me, they're not as floppy, but then I guess a baby of that age wouldn't be. I don't know. Anyway, so I changed her body, which you will see in a video of that. And I love taking her out. She looks so good in the pram and everything. And I loved it. Okay, so then one day I was looking at Annie, and I took Annie downstairs. So every day my reborns were around me. Every day I do something with my reborns. They're not in the nursery and shut away. I do something with them every day. So, yeah, and this particular day I'd got Annie up and brought her downstairs. And it was like the bond between us was like evaporating. It was like I know this is going to sound crazy to some people. Some doll collectors are going to find what I'm going to say next crazy. Some people will completely get where I'm coming from, and some people have yet to find that. And some people who are not doll collectors will think I'm just bat crazy and should be locked up. Okay. So I got Annie up, and there was like nothing in her eyes. Like I couldn't find her personality. I couldn't. Millie, stop it. So it's Millie lying on the bottom of the bed barking. I started to cry. I hadn't done anything with Annie for a while because we'd been on holiday. She'd come on holiday with us. So when one of them comes on a holiday, I then give more time, to the others and all of that. But because we'd had like 3 other babies that last year, I didn't spend as much time with Annie. And I was like horrified. It's like looking into her eyes, and I couldn't see like anything, a sparkle or anything. Now I know someone's looking at her going, well, that's just a doll. I can't even see anything. But believe me, she has got a personality. This is how I see her. And Annie is a very special therapy doll. She comes to now I start talking fast because I ever talk fast when I get excited or anxious. On a Tuesday, I go to therapy. Every Tuesday, I have counselling. And Annie comes with me, not every Tuesday, but most Tuesdays. She represents the little child in me that didn't have anything, that was moved around different families, didn't have a one person just for her. And that little girl inside me is still lost, has massive attachment disorder. I have like PTSD and all that from all the things that happened to me as a child. And Annie's name is Annie by Donna Rupert. I kept her name as Annie because she reminded me of Orphan Annie when she was on eBay and her price just kept going down. Anyway, she does have her story, and you can find that in 2 places. She does have, in my therapy is probably the easiest one. There's a therapy playlist. And and you'll be able to find all about Annie there. And if when I get around to it, I will link it up here, and I will try and put it in the description, but I need to get onto the laptop to do that sort of thing. But if you can't wait, and for a few weeks until I get myself organised, then please go and find that in my therapy playlist. So it freaked me out. It really, really did freak me out. I was terrified, and Ethan had sold. No, I put him. Ethan was up for sale. I was talking to a lady who was like, yeah, and so she had him, and so it sounds confusing in my brain because I'm feeling anxious. So now all my thoughts cloud together and that. So I made the decision to sell Ethan anyway, because I just could not. The bond had gone, I just could not, and I wasn't invested in getting that bond back. And then, so that went through. He hadn't left yet. I think he sold on a Thursday or a Friday, and I couldn't post him till the Monday or the Tuesday, something like that. So, and it was the next day or day after when I picked up Annie, and I just couldn't find her. It's I couldn't find her in her eyes, and that completely and utterly freaked me out. And I took her out. I took her to the park. You've all seen the one at the park, because I wanted to make sure that Annie was still there in her. And it was. I was just spent a lot of time with her. She was beside me. I slept with her. Yeah, I do. This is a special therapy. If I ever had to sell my Reborns, this is the one that I would never sell. This is the one that I would keep. Anyway, so I was thinking, and it freaked me out even more knowing that I had this new girl coming, and I also wanted a newborn, but a newborn Reborn to me has absolutely completely different value. I just dress them, I just cuddle them, I just sit on the sofa with them. They're easy, they're just small, and that's it. So the bond is not the same. So I was really, really freaked out. And so I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to have to sell Katie, because I know myself that when my other standing toddler comes, and it comes from Debbie, I am going to love her. And I'm just not going to be able to cope, because I already find it difficult coping when I have lots of Reborns. I feel guilty for not giving them, each of them, individual time. I feel guilty for Frankie, but then Frankie would be at school every day, if she was real, so it wouldn't be the same. She would just be home on in the evenings doing tea, doing homework and that, and so it's not the same for Frankie. I've learnt to manage how I feel about Frankie a little bit differently since I'm going to sell her episode. So I just messaged this lady who was interested in Ethan and said to her, it was one evening, and she said yes. And so a few days later, Ethan and Katie were both boxed up and sent off together. And I feel peace. I feel great peace with that decision. There is nobody there now. I don't want to sell Oliver. I really like Oliver. I don't want to sell Oliver. This girl, and so the bond with this girl has not gone. Praise the Lord that. Excuse me. Praise the Lord, because she's special. She's my special girl, thank you. She is my special therapy girl. So those are the changes. And I don't know if I've explained that so that anybody can understand it. Just let me know what you think down, in the comment section. Just let me know if you any of you feel guilty? Because sometimes, right, because I also have multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder or whatever they call it. I really feel like a freak. I really feel like I am a complete and utter freak. The amount of toys that I buy, I don't ever feel like that about the caring, the nurturing aspect of having the guys, the Reborns, because that's just a part of who I am as a person. I wanted a big family. I lost the 4 boys. I have 3 daughters. I didn't get my big family that I wanted. I really did want a big family and to like basically live in the middle of nowhere and have my family. And I also suffer really greatly with empty nest syndrome, and that really is a syndrome that a lot of people poo-poo, but it is just so strong. Anyway, so now we have we're back to Frankie, Timothy, Annie, Harry, Heidi, and Oliver. So we're back to that. And I am going to get a newborn just because that's a completely different ball game. I can just, that's just different for me. That's buying cute little clothes, wrapping them up in a blanket, just snuggling. That is different. And then of course I have the big girl coming. So that will be exciting, won't it? There we are. So let me know what you think about the bonding. Is it a thing for you? Or I know that some people, they just like to look at them. They like to change them. They like to pose them. And that is what they like to do. For some people, it's more intense. For me, it's definitely more intense. It's definitely more of a form of therapy than a hobby. And I say it's not a hobby for me, it is a therapy. A hobby for me is when I'm making my cards, when I'm doing some sewing, those sort of things. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to say about that. All right. Oh, a few other life updates if you're still here. I have to make a decision about my thyroid because it still goes really high, really low, really high, really low. So I have to decide on radiation therapy to kill it or to have it removed. I think radiation is the safer option. They don't really like doing surgeries unless they really have to. And I don't recover well from surgeries anyway. I tend to get infections because my immune system is so low. So I'm probably going to go down the route of having my thyroid, having radiotherapy. And I next see the consultant about that in April. I've been measured for my dentures. So I do have these. These are they're a bit gross because I haven't been able to change them. These are my aligners, my braces, they're aligners, and I haven't been able to change them for about 5 weeks. So they're a bit gross. But I don't have to keep them in so long now, and I go on Wednesday, I think, and I get I was measured for some gum shields that you put whitening stuff into to make your teeth a bit whiter. And so then we can decide on what shaded dentures they're going to be so that I can have dentures. So I will be able to actually maybe chew. But then I don't know. Can you chew with dentures? Some people say no, dentures are the worst thing they ever had. But I couldn't have the screw-in implant things. No way. So I'm having dentures here, this side I think, this side. I did think it was only this side. This side is going to be do they call it a bridge? This side is a bit different because there's nothing to like bridge it onto. And then one denture up here. So that worked well. I'm so glad to get out of these blooming aligners because they were horrible. Braces are horrible. They hurt. So that's my thyroid. That's that. Still working on the weight. Yes, this is not a weight loss video. Don't panic. This is just because of my thyroid situation. So my weight is monitored by the endocrinologist. I think that's what she's called. So it's not a weight loss thing. So don't worry about that. It's never about that. I have still, oh my God, I still eat. I put weight on over Christmas and, you know, so it's an ongoing thing. I like food. Easter's coming soon, isn't it? Oh my God, I love chocolate. Anyway, let's not even talk about that because, you know, I'll be feeling the pangs of wanting to get some chocolate. I tell you, it's a good thing that I have to drive to get to a shop because otherwise I might, you know, not be being as, I don't want to say the word good because it's not being naughty. I know making healthier choices would be harder. And right, so okay, it's March now, so it's March the 2nd when I'm filming this. So I've still been working on the packing. I do some now every weekend because it's not just packing. If it's just packing, it'd be so much easier. It is sorting from this like 4-bed house and garage down to the 2-bedroom. Well, it's going to be 2-bedroom plus an ensuite guest room. But it's definitely a smaller property, which I can't wait till you'll see. You'll be able to see that soon because our tenant leaves the end of this month and the builder starts sometime in April, I think. So we will, unless there's been some major disaster found, we will be in there by Christmas. And I know people are like, well, you started packing already. Yeah. I had, you know, we have a big family and you'd be surprised. What I don't want to do is just pack everything and get it over there and then I have to sort it out. I'd rather get it sorted out here and sell stuff. I sold I sold the beds in the spare room this weekend, just gone, so they've gone. So I've got more room to stack up the boxes. Thank you very much, Lulu, for your suggestion of making sure I write the rooms and what's in the boxes in a note, the numbers of writing the room and the number on the box and writing what's in the box in a notepad because that is what I've been doing. And I've been selling stuff on eBay, been doing really well. So I'm really chuffed with that. So I really have to try not to bring anything else into this house much. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle. But I'm not adding to any of my other collections. That's one thing I'm not doing. So that's working. That's good. That's been progress. I'm really pleased with that. And now I'm just looking forward to when the weather gets better. We've had so much rain here, so much flooding, but there has been massive bad flooding up in the northwest of England. So we haven't had that down here now in Somerset this time. Praise the Lord. We actually have had a lot of work since 2014. We have had a lot of work in Somerset to a lot of flood defence work done. So that is like brilliant. And we just want the rain to just stop. Oh my God. I just want it to stop. So today, we haven't had any rain yet. No, I have not got up anyway today. Well, I have got up, emptied the dishwasher, I've done little things like that. But just when I go down and make a drink and come back upstairs, then I've done, you know, like spent 10 minutes just doing something. But the sky is really black out there, so I reckon we are in for more rain. And in fact, actually, yes, we are. I remember Russ saying last night we're in for a lot of rain. So I'm really looking forward to the spring when I can get up in the mornings and sit outside and it be like warm. I'm really looking forward to that. Hey, Annie. And then it'll be like choosing what colours I want going to be having in the new house, choosing my kitchen and the units for the bedrooms and the bathroom fittings and all those sort of things. How exciting! And what we're having not patio doors, French doors and all that put in, and so the fabric for the curtains and the blinds, and I'm really, really excited about that. And the flooring, we've been talking about the flooring in the last week, so it's all exciting stuff. So I'm going to end this chatty one here. If you stayed right to the end, well done. Thank you very much, as always, for all your comments. I really appreciate them. Just for watching our video and then taking the time to leave a comment. That's amazing, because now with the new analytics on YouTube, if your video doesn't make so many watches in a certain amount of time, your next video won't be your recommended feed of mine. And if you don't watch the video for a certain length of time, you don't click on like, or you don't leave a comment, or you don't watch like 5 videos in a row of mine, they'll think, so if you don't do either of those things, not all of them, either of those things, they'll think that you're not invested in the channel, so you won't be like recommended them. So, and because I don't have a lot of followers, I'm going to be less likely to be recommended anyway than the bigger channel. So thank you very much if you've searched for us, if you've just... Oh, there's a school bus coming, so Millie will bark. She'll want to go say hello to the school children coming off the bus. Millie, stop. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you. Look out for the next video, which I'm not sure what it's going to be about right at this moment. Bye, everyone. Have a good week. Oh, you're over here.